A church is shown in the start of movie Annabelle, where a father is preaching. In this preaching, two couples as Mr. and Mrs. Higgins and other John with his wife Maya are there. They all four are coming in the car to their house from the church. John's wife Maya is expectant. Before entering the house, Maya says to John that they would have not been exposed about their expected baby to Mr. and Mrs. Higgins, because their daughter is missing for the last 2 years. When John hears Maya, he makes fun of her, claiming that she is not missing but has escaped with Hypus. John and Maya are talking with each other at night. Then John gives Mia an Annabelle doll as a surprise. When John and Maya are sleeping at midnight, some crying sounds are heard from the house of Mr. and Mrs. Higgins. Waking up, Mia also awakens John. Consequently, John visits Mr. and Mrs. Higgins. John visits Mr. and Mrs. Higgins. When John comes out from their house, he seems worried and his dress is blood-stained. John tells Maya that it is not his blood and asks her to call ambulance going inside. Maya calls for ambulance. Then she encounters a girl in Annabelle doll's room. That girl has taken Annabelle doll in her lap, and she moves to Maya, scaring her. At the exact time, a man also appears at her backside. He severely injures her with a knife. In the meantime, John arrives. Saving Maya, he attacks on that person and also hits. Consequently, knife is fallen at a distance from his hand. That girl picks that knife, but before her attack on Maya, John drags her to the wall, catching. He tries his best to snatch the knife from that girl, but at the same time, that man reaches there and puts John wounded, attacking him. Fleeing from there, that girl locks herself in a room, but before any further loss for both, police comes there. Police kills that man. Afterward, police officers move to that room, capturing that girl. As they open that door, they notice that she has taken own life by air moving her throat. The awkward thing is this: when that girl is committing taken own life, Annabelle doll is also in her lap at that time. As a result, more than 2 drops of blood are fallen on Annabelle doll's face. Here a great secret is exposed. This girl is none other than Genus, Annabelle's creation. Mr. and Mrs. Higgins have adopted her. On the other side, Maya is hospitalized and under the treatment. Maya and her expected baby are secure, but she is uneasy thinking about the night incident. Whereas John tries to ease her butt, she's more worried thinking about the harm for her expected baby due to this happening. Then Maya and John are sleeping at midnight. But hearing a sound, John goes to check. He is left surprised seeing that electric stitching machine had been started working automatically. John switches off it and checks another room. He also goes in the doll's room where the fallen Annabelle doll is near the door. Picking up the Annabelle doll, John keeps it on a chair. Mia does not feel good seeing that doll next day. And she also informs John that at the time of that girl's taken own life, this doll was in her lap, and we should remove this doll from here. Agreeing with her, John throws Annabelle into a trash barrel. Then once a detective visits at Maya and John's house, he tells both of them that Mr. and Mrs. Higgins had been murdered by their daughter and her friend. The detective Moore tells them that they were the member of cult, and they had murdered in order to accomplish their black art. Hearing this, Maya is frightened, and she pleads the detective for the protection of her and John. Afterwards, John has to move out of city for 2 days in the matter of business. Now Mia is alone at home. Then the strange happenings begin to occur with her. First of all, Mia's hand is injured while sewing. After that, the stove is automatically lit, leaving the whole kitchen in flames. The fire is spread off, and Mia tries to run seeing this. Then a supernatural power tries to drag her backward, catching her feet. However, Mia is rescued when some people arrive. They transport her to the hospital, where she gives birth to her child. John also reaches at hospital, and knowing about this incident, he gets worried. But he pleases seeing his wife and baby. Mia says to John that she will not return back to that house, because this house has the occupancy of potent satanic powers. Hearing Maya, John agrees on it, and they shift to another apartment. Mia and John lead their happiest life and decide to name their daughter Leash. Coming into new house, when they unpack their all belonging of old house, Mia finds Annabelle doll in a box. Looking at this doll, John is left astonished. He asks Maya, how did this doll come here? He had himself thrown it into a dustbin. He again asks to throw it. But Mia refuses, saying, "This is a given gift of John, so she will not throw it." Afterwards, the satanic time begins. Maya is awakened hearing the crying sound of baby. Taking her baby, Maya comes outside. As she is coming downstairs from her apartment, she notices two kids who are siblings. Brother is painting between them, and he forbids her sister to avoid talking with Maya because she is stranger for them. Outside the house, Mia visits a bookstore where she builds a friendship with its owner. She gives a book to Mia. As Mia returns to her apartment, she finds a drawing page of that kid on the stairs. The first drawing is of the mother and her small baby, and last drawing reveals the death of that baby in a car accident. Seeing it, Mia takes it unusual and also shares it with John. On it, he says that he will complain of these kids' parents. When Mia is waiting for John for dinner the next night, strange things begin to happen to her. As Maya turns off the music player, it is automatically played again. Afterwards, stitching machine is automatically starts. At the same time, a child girl is also seen by Mia. Mia asks her, "Who is she?" Then that child girl runs towards Mia quickly, and at first glance, she attacks Mia while transforming into Annabelle. Facing it, Maya is terrified and hears the horrible walking sound from the top floor. When Mia reveals everything to John, first he calls it hallucination, but then agrees to talk with Father. Father does not take Mia serious, but unstoppable paranormal happenings were occurring with Maya. After that, Mia goes to building basement where she sees a big nailed Satan, and it injures Mia attacking with its nails. She tries to escape from there, but it hinders. Maya uses lift to reach her floor, but lift continues to open on the same floor. At last, Mia tried to escape using stairs. Satan still pursues her there. Anyhow, Mia reaches in her apartment next day while checking her wounds. Mia finds no nails. She is shocked. Then Maya calls a detective at her home and gathers the information about Annabelle and cultists. Then Mia notices a file. There is a photo of Annabelle's dead body with a mark, and that was the same mark made by Satan on the hand of Maya. And Maya also sees the childhood photo of Annabelle. This photo was of that seen girl in her house. Detective tells Mia that the purpose of Annabelle and its partner, Satan, is to slay the people and end the big power. Their all actions were according to the commands of Satan. Afterward, Mia visits a bookstore and buys a book related to evil protection. Meanwhile, Maya's friend bookstore owner comes there. She asks Mia, why is she too disturbed? Maya feels hesitation at the beginning and then tells that her family is under witchcraft. Hearing it, her friend tells that it is not the witchcraft, but it is only the shadow of Satan. She also tells this Satan's soul cannot be satisfied until it takes the life of innocent. Maya is trying to discover a way to get rid from that Satan reading that book. At the same time, Satan tries to harm Mia's baby girl, terrifying Mia. But John quickly arrives there. Calling Father, John tells that they have thrown this doll into dustbin, but it has come in this house mysteriously. Father informs them Satan makes the source of these things for the accomplishment of its evil activity, and Annabelle doll is the source of it in this case. And such Satans select those people who could take their own life. So they torture people enough as they are compelled to commit taken own life. Fathers also says, I take this doll with me, keeping in the church. Its power may be weakened. While taking Annabelle doll to church, Father notices the satanic power of it. As Father enters in the church with the doll, Annabelle demon appears there at the exact time. Taking Annabelle from there, it injures Father. Contrarily, Maya's bookstore owner friend Evelyn helps Mia accompanying. Even she helps to look after Lee. After that, Father is hospitalized, and coming into senses, he tells that he has also seen Annabelle's demon, which took that doll from there. Father also informs that its purpose is to take the life of Leah. As a small kid, Leah cannot take her own life, so her life is at risk. Hearing it, John is gone upset, and he immediately tries to contact with Maya, but in vain, due to these satanic powers. Meanwhile, Mia's door is knocked. Opening the door, Maya finds Father at the doorstep. But he is not Father in reality, but a Satan in Father's disguise who has come to terrify her. After it, Maya hears the weeping sound of her daughter. She searches her daughter everywhere, but do not find. On it, Evelyn says that we should leave this place and Leah will be found later. And the horrible walking sounds are heard again from the top floor. And Satan appears there once again, which throws both of them out of floor using its evil powers. And door is magically locked. Maya searches her daughter everywhere again, but of no use. Seeing Annabelle doll, Maya asks her that what does it want? Then she gets the signal to go into Leah's room. As Maya reaches in the room, the roof has the written text as they need Leah's soul. And in the baby cradle, there's a satanic doll instead of Leah. That Satan irritates much to Maya, and she is continuously crying. She asks Satan to return back her daughter, leaving her. Hearing her, Satan replies her that Maya will have to sacrifice her soul in return if it does not take Leah's soul. Suddenly, window is opened, giving a hint. Mia is ready to sacrifice her soul in the place of her daughter. Taking this doll in her lap, Mia is nearly to jump out of window. Then John and Evelyn reach there. John guides Maya to not act as such, but Mia could do anything for the sake of her daughter. She's about to jump, but John stops her. Evelyn and John make every effort to appease her, but she claims that Satan has kidnapped her daughter, and it will return her back on one condition if it takes the soul of Mia. Hearing this conversation, Evelyn takes the satanic doll and jumps out of the window, sacrificing her life. John and Maya get their daughter back due to this sacrifice. 6 months later, John and Maya tell father that all is well now. That satanic doll does not appear before them now, but police officers did also not discover that doll. Then Annabelle doll is shown in a shop where an old lady purchases it to gift her daughter, and movie completes with it.